Well, hi, my name is Rick Garland, and I'm what they call a performing musicologist, and my specialty is the 19th century, the American Civil War, Irish music, and Scottish music. When I first started studying, I became fascinated with how many Civil War songs had Irish roots, sometimes Irish melodies with English American lyrics, and or written by Irishmen. And one of the best examples of that is a song called the Bonnie Blue Flag, a song that became the second most popular song of the Confederacy, and a song that many people thought in the South, especially the higher echelons of society, thought would have been a much better anthem than was a song called Dixie, which was recorded in the North by a guy from Ohio who remained loyal to the Union and who said if he had known what they were going to do with my song, I'd never have written it. And all the soldiers loved Dixie, and many of the citizens, the higher echelons of society, thought the Bonnie Blue Flag would have been a much better song as an anthem. Another rousing song, and of course featured in the movie Gods and Generals. Well, it was an Irishman from the county, or from the province of Ulster, Northern Ireland, Harry McCarthy, who will have written this song. He was in attendance of the Mississippi Secession Convention, and he was a very popular performer throughout the states. Billed himself as the Arkansas comedian, and that meant he put on a series of personation concerts, which meant that if he did a black song, a plantation song, he danced around the stage and acted the way a black guy's supposed to act. If he did a Irish song, he would dance around and act the way a stereotypical Irishman was supposed to act. And these personation concerts were very popular. Well, he's in attendance with the Mississippi Secession Convention, and when they seceded, everybody jumps and cheers except for Harry, who sits on his little chair and starts writing song lyrics, or a poem. And he starts to outline the entire history of secession, state by state. When he's done, he has the entire history of secession, and he needs a melody. And although I think the melody could possibly go back centuries, as many Irish melodies does, he will go back apparently to a song from 1850, written in Dublin, called the Irish Jaunting Car. And this was a politically minded song about the economics of Ireland being so influenced by England. And he takes that melody and he turns it into a song called the Bonnie Blue Flag, the second most popular song of the Confederacy. Well, there's going to be another Irishman. Ironically, this fellow's name is Joe English, and he lives in New York City, and he works at a music hall. And he's good friends with many of the members of the Irish Brigade, the officers of the Irish Brigade. They were drinking buddies. Joe English was very upset with his fellow Irishman, Harry McCarthy, who decides to take this great Irish song and give it to those dirty, rotten, lousy, stealing, thieving Confederates. And he tries to steal it back. This is actually a melody that will go back and forth between the North and the South with about a dozen different songs, all using the same melody. But Joe English takes this great Irish melody and he turns it into a song called the Irish Volunteer, trying to rip this melody back from the South into the North. He dedicates it to his friends of the Irish Brigade, and I guess he will perform it in New York City music halls, which, by the way, a lot of people don't realize that the old saying that my father used to yell at me on a Sunday afternoon on a Sunday drive when I was being too noisy in the car in the back, "Quiet in the peanut gallery," comes from those New York City music halls, because they sold beer and whiskey, and guys would get drunk and they'd spill it, and what better way to clean up the mess than to give these guys peanuts? Made them thirstier, drink more beer and whiskey, throw the shells on the floor where guys throw everything anyway, and the shells would soak up all the beer and the whiskey and the tobacco juice from chewing, and they could just sweep it out at the end of the night and be all nice and clean again, just like if you Febrezed it, right? Probably not. So we're going to do a little bit of the Bonnie Blue Flag, so you can see Harry McCarthy outlines the entire history of secession. Then we're going to go into just 3 verses of the Irish Volunteer, so you can see what Joe English did with this song to bring it back to the North. And now we're going to do just 1 verse of the Irish Jaunting Car, which, if you don't know what that is, if you've seen the movie The Quiet Man, and Maureen O'Hara and John Wayne go out for a little date, and they have to go be chaperoned by the uncle who'll be the driver of a little cart, and they'll sit back to back on that cart so they can't look at each other or hold hands. That is an Irish jaunting car. You can still get an Irish jaunting car ride in most major cities in Ireland, including Dublin or Tipperary. So here we go. This is the Bonnie Blue Flag, the second most popular song of the Confederacy. We are a band of brothers and we're native to the soil, fighting for our liberty with treasured blood and toil. When our rights were threatened, the cry rose near and far. Hurrah for the Bonnie Blue Flag that bears a single star. Hurrah, hurrah, for Southern rights, hurrah. Hurrah for the Bonnie Blue Flag that bears a single star. South Carolina, she nobly made the stand. Then came Alabama and took her by the hand. Next quickly Mississippi, Georgia and Florida, all raised on high the bonny blue flag that bears a single star. Hurrah, hurrah, for Southern rights, hurrah, hurrah, for the bonny blue flag that bears a single star. Ye men of valor, gather round the banner of the right. Texas and Louisiana, join us in the fight. And Davis, our beloved president, Stephen, a statesman rare, now rally around the bonny blue flag that bears a single star. Hurrah, hurrah, for Southern rights, hurrah, hurrah, for the bonny blue flag that bears a single star. Now here's to brave Virginia, the old Dominion state, with the young Confederacy at length has linked her fate. And held by her example, now the other states prepare to hoist on high the bonny blue flag that bears a single star. Hurrah, hurrah, for Southern rights, hurrah, hurrah, for the bonny blue flag that bears a single star. Then cheer, boys, cheer, and raise a joyous shout. For Arkansas and North Carolina now have both gone out. Let another rousing cheer for Tennessee be given, for the single star, the bonny blue flag has grown to be 11. Hurrah, hurrah, for Southern rights, hurrah, hurrah, for the bonny blue flag that bears a single star. Many people in the South consider this the Second War of American Independence. The next verse is a direct reference to that idea. Now here's to our Confederacy, strong we are and brave. Like patriots of old, we'll fight our heritage to save. Rather than submit to shame, to die we would prefer. So cheer on high the bonny blue flag that bears a single star. Hurrah, hurrah, for Southern rights, hurrah, hurrah, for the bonny blue flag that bears a single star. Hello, love the Irish, don't you? Oh, Irish volunteer. My name is Tim McDonald and I'm a native of the Isle. Born in my old Erin's bogs when I was but a child. My father fought in '98 for liberty so dear. He fell upon old Vinegar Hill like an Irish volunteer. Raise a harp of errant boys, the flag we all revere. We'll fight and fall beneath its folds like Irish volunteers. Raise the harp of errant boys, the flag we all revere. We'll fight and fall beneath its folds like Irish volunteers. Now when the traitors in the South commenced a warlike raid, I quickly then laid down me heart to the devil went me spade. Recruiting office then I went, that happened to be near. Joined the good old 69th like an Irish volunteer. Fill the ranks, march away, no traitors do we fear. We'll drive them all to blazes, says the Irish volunteers. Fill the ranks, march away, no traitors do we fear. We'll drive them all to blazes, says the Irish volunteer. Now fill your glasses up, me boys, a toast, come drink with me. With Erin's harp and starry flag, united ever be. May traitors quake, rebels shake and tremble in their fears, when next they meet the Yankee boys and their Irish volunteers. God bless the name of Washington, the name the land reveres. Success
Liberty, 'tis me Irish jaunting car. If you want to hire me, step into Mickey Mars and ask for Larry Doolan and his Irish jaunting car. If you want to hire me, step into Mickey Mars and ask for Larry Doolan